There's a moment on every meaningful path where everything goes quiet. No excitement, no clear direction, no sense that you're moving towards something big. Just emptiness. And if you're in that space right now, it can feel deeply unsettling, like something is wrong, like you've lost your purpose, your motivation, maybe even a part of yourself. But what if this feeling isn't a mistake? What if the emptiness you're experiencing is actually a sign that you've outgrown the version of life you used to live? Have you ever noticed how the things that once excited you don't hit the same anymore? The conversations feel shallow, the goals feel forced, even the people around you don't feel as aligned as they once did. At first, you try to fix it. You look for something new, something to fill the gap, a new goal, a new habit, a new distraction. But nothing fully works, because this kind of emptiness isn't something you fill, it's something you pass through. Most people never reach this stage because they avoid it. They rush to replace the silence with noise. They jump into new distractions just to avoid sitting with that uncomfortable feeling of nothing. But when you don't run, something different begins to happen. The emptiness starts to change. It becomes less like a void and more like space. And space is powerful, because for the first time in a long time, there's room for something real to emerge. Think about it. When your life is full of noise, expectations, and constant stimulation, there's no space to hear your own thoughts clearly. You're always reacting, always adjusting, always moving based on what's happening around you. But when everything quiets down, you start noticing things you ignored before. You start questioning things you once accepted without thinking. And slowly, without even realizing it, your focus begins to shift inward. This is where walking alone begins to reveal its hidden power. Because being alone doesn't just remove people, it removes influence. Without constant input from others, you're no longer shaping your decisions around expectations, approval, or external pressure. You begin to ask different questions, not what should I do, but what actually feels right to me. And that question changes everything. At first, the answers don't come easily. There's confusion, doubt, even frustration, because for so long your identity may have been built around roles, responsibilities, and relationships. So when those things stop defining you, there's a gap, a space where your old self used to be. And standing in that space can feel like being lost. But you're not lost, you're undefined, and there's a difference. Being lost means you don't know where you're going. Being undefined means you're no longer limited by where you've been. This is the phase where most people turn back. They go back to what's familiar, back to old patterns, old identities, old environments that give them a sense of direction, even if it's not the right one, because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. But the ones who stay, the ones who are willing to walk through this phase without rushing to escape it, they begin to experience something rare, clarity that isn't influenced, a sense of self that isn't borrowed, a direction that comes from within, not from outside. And it doesn't arrive all at once. It builds slowly, in quiet moments, in small realizations, in the way you start to trust your own thoughts a little more each day. You begin to notice what drains you and what genuinely gives you energy. You start to see patterns in your life with a kind of honesty that wasn't possible before. And most importantly, you start to feel comfortable in your own presence. That's the real shift. Because once you reach a point where being alone no longer feels like something you need to escape, you stop making decisions out of fear. You stop holding on to people, places, or habits just because they fill the silence. You become selective, intentional, aware, and that's where your real path begins to take shape. Not the path you were told to follow, not the one that looks good to others, but the one that actually fits who you are becoming. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Walking alone isn't the final destination. It's a phase, but it's a necessary one. Because without it, You never separate your true self from everything that was placed on you by the world. Without it, you keep repeating patterns that don't truly belong to you. And without it, you never fully understand what it means to choose your life consciously. So if your path feels empty right now, if things feel slower, quieter, even a little meaningless, don't rush to fix it. Don't assume you've lost your way. You might be closer than you think. Because sometimes the reason your path feels empty is because it's being cleared. Cleared of distractions, cleared of noise, cleared of everything that no longer belongs to you, so that what comes next is actually yours.